When Jesus gathered with his disciples in the upper room, he realized, he knew, he understood, especially in the reading of the John text, we know that Jesus knows much more than what is anticipated and what's normal. What's going to happen is foreshadowing his understanding. But Jesus knew that he would be betrayed, that he would be denied, and his other disciples who had followed him so closely would be scattered. And yet he gathered around the table and he shared a meal with them, and then he washed their feet and he cared for them. He didn't just give up. He didn't give out. He just kept going, for he understood what was happening. This conversation between Jesus and Peter oftentimes provides a challenging point for us. And what is this? Why is Jesus washing, when he goes to wash Peter's feet, Peter, the disciple upon whom he was going to build the church, and Peter does this wholehearted protest about, you're not going to wash my feet. He understood and knew that generally the washing of the feet at a meal in the ancient times was reserved for the lowest of the lows on the staff or on the household. And Peter felt inadequate, we think, that Jesus would actually wash his feet. But one of the commentators made a suggestion, and I really like this, so I'll share it with you, that Peter also represents the church. For we know that Peter was the rock on which the church was built. And so at this point, Jesus was showing, was carrying, was beginning to put into motion the washing of the feet, to care for the church, to be able to show the amount and the depth and the breadth of what Jesus would do to care for the church. Jesus' way to carry forward his mission and his teaching into the world. So at this point, Jesus sits there before Peter to wash his feet, and Peter protests, says, no, don't wash my feet. And yet Jesus persists and says that if you can't, then you won't be part of my kingdom, part of my ministry. And Peter says, all of me, everything, anything I've got going on. And Jesus proceeds to wash his feet, to care for him, to prepare for the next days that were coming. It is just to show us exactly what Jesus was willing to do on behalf of the church, on behalf of us. Was willing to lay down his life for us, to be able to share that love in the world around us. That dedication that Christ would not give up or forget. Christ models also for the church the role of being a servant in the world, in ministry. And for us, he models for us the care that we give one to another. Even whenever we're challenged most between friendships, that we still care and we love and we respect and we uphold. He models for us and for the church the role of the servant, regardless of where our station finds us, that he models for us and are called for us to be able to serve the world around us. And so as we gather this evening around this table, just as his disciples had done, we're reminded of that great love and the presence of Christ. We are truly Easter people, even on Maundy Thursdays, that we remember and give thanks for the power of Christ and the resurrection and the unifying element of the God's Spirit present with us in the world. I asked Susan just to play our Let Us Break Bread Together just quietly on the piano, to hear that, to offer a time of reflection, to wonder where it is that as we come to the table that Christ might be calling us to love the world and to reach out in the hope of the world of God's